The word of the day, we're talking about stress. Managing stress. But for me personally, I didn't even know what stress looked like. I knew I felt some type of way, but I didn't know it. I always feel like I'm always talking about what I didn't know what I look like, but shoot, you don't come out knowing everything, okay? So whenever I would be stressed, it kind of came back today. I reverted back to old ways. But whenever I was stressed, I would, just be angry. I don't want to be touched. And physical touch is my love language. I don't want to be touched. I want nobody around me. I want the covers off my head. I want it to be dark, like quiet, silence. Let me get it together. Is that you? How do you feel like when you stress?
You know me, I isolate.
Yeah.
When I'm stressed, I'm gonna isolate. I don't need nobody near me.
I missed an important factor on what I do.
What?
I'm gonna cry too. If I don't do none of the above, I'm gonna cry first. I promise. But you say you isolate?
Yeah, I isolate because any and everything is going to bother me because everything is just in disarray.
Disarray? Oh, is that on the... Do that.
The word of the,
come on, put it on your chest. Oh, the word of the day. Disarray. Okay. We like it. We love it.
I've been reading my thesaurus a little bit.
Come on, thesaurus. You better switch out those words. But yeah, for me, so like I was saying, I didn't know what it looked like, right? Then I grow up and I learned, oh my gosh, I'm overstimulated. And it actually feels like that. It feels like jitters, like I feel like ladybugs crawling up your arm. I don't know why ladybugs specifically, but for me, I feel it in my fingertips. I swear I feel it in my ears. Like every piece of my body, whenever I'm stressed, my stress turns into anxiety before it turns into like a depression. And I think it's because I believe I can get out of it, but I just need to calm down to think. So then it makes me anxious. Where am I going? Why would I lean up like that? I got serious. I got passionate about that. But it makes me anxious,
Question. When did you find out what your anxiety attacks look like?
My first big anxiety attack was, okay, so I was getting into my Bible more, right? And I mean, we all heard about the horns, like when the Lord come back, you're going to hear them horns first. So I started building on that. I didn't realize it, but there was a train in high school. Weather also triggered me growing up all my life, right? So tornadoes, storms. I guess that could be a time too, but so 2 times. So the first time when we was in high school, we were on those trains and stuff. So when I was getting to my Bible, I was older, I was in high school, and I started hearing those trains every day. So every day I'm like, oh my God, the Lord coming back. Oh my God, the Lord coming back. And I switched it because it's like, if you're doing right, you ain't got nothing to worry about, Miss Ma'am. So I changed my life over a little bit with that too. Not fully.
You was a kid,
but
you take everything literal.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Stress myself out. I took everything literal growing up. Everything. A lot of my stress was because, not really because I overthink, but because literally everything, like when somebody told me something, how people be like, they say, oh, you gonna get da-da-da-da, like as an analogy or using it as like a common phrase. I took it serious. I've always had anxiety because I blame my cousins and my sister. Like my sister told me, oh, you ate watermelon seeds, or watermelon growing in your stomach. You don't think I was stressed for 2 weeks at least? And that was 6 or 7. But my biggest panic attack that I had was, my biggest panic attack ever, remember, was when the pandemic started. And when the pandemic started, I was like, oh my God, we all finna die. Like, this is finna, like, oh my God. And I had a huge panic attack in the bathroom. And I was like, Lord, just give me some sign. Like, if I open this Bible, just give me something. And when I say the first thing I seen was Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Do not be anxious. That was the Bible scripture that popped up. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank you for that, because it literally calmed me down. It gave me peace. It gave me everything I needed, I feel like, to get through the pandemic. Like every time I would start to stress out, I don't know why my arms sweaty. Every time I would start to stress out, I just like repeat and remember, do not be anxious, do not be anxious. And the more you tell yourself something, the more it'll happen for you. When you tell yourself something, you will start to think that way. When you think that way, then you can overcome those negative thoughts because you're already thinking so positively. That's why affirmations are good, but we'll talk about that another time. So I started just repeating, do not be anxious, do not be anxious. That was my biggest panic attack. And then one of my first ones where I started realizing I was having them was when my mama, you remember? My mom was staying at the facility with, and my stepdad had a stroke. She was staying with him at the facility. And them tornado sirens went off for absolutely nothing. Now, mind y'all, I just told y'all I had anxiety from weather at a point. So my anxiety from weather died when I went to Denton. If you know anything about North Texas, then baby, they gonna get tornadoes. I went to college out there and there was a tornado every day, every other day. And I was in a room full of kids and I was the one that had to calm them down. I turned it on turbo and I was like, all right, guys, calm down. Like, we got this. And the whole time I'm trying to not to have a panic attack myself. But then the tornado sirens came on there one time and my mama like had to stay with me. And like, we all slept in the bed together because I was like, girl, I need everybody. I need a whole support system. Because why these tornado sirens going off is the Lord. My anxiety came from me. I was thinking the Lord was going to come back and kill me. Like, when I kill me, but I was finna die.